session, and there was no action taken.
Do we have to do a motion to go back into
Yeah, we
session?
do
I'll make a
motion.
motion to go back to the general session.
I'll second.
Ed seconded.
Yeah.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, we're back into session, and there was no action taken. And, let's see. Okay. So now, is there anything anybody else wants to discuss? No? So we'll have a final privilege of the floor. I know you had a question, right? It was about the cost of the lawsuit? Okay. I have here all the legal bills, 23, 22, 21, and 20. These are all of them. And then I went through them and I made a spreadsheet. And this lists what we paid. I'll hand them out. It's not all our legal bills. These are only the ones that had to do with the lawsuit. 22 and 23 were all lawsuit. 21 was also involving the letters, the notices, and things like that. I'll just stop it.
Deb,
Yeah.
you're suggesting that these are all for the Seaman lawsuit?
Yes, they are.
This is inconsistent with what the town attorney told me, the information that he offered from their bookkeeper. Because I asked him specifically for this total.
These are all the bills. Well, looking those over, do you, should we call these people right away? Do you wanna call them, do you want me to call them? However you wanna do it.
I'll try and,
I've never done it before, so I don't know what you do, just call them, tell them the bid was
yeah,
given to such, you know.
and, I'll try them tonight. When you get done with the meeting.
Okay.
I'll make a phone.
Perfect.
This one that says $37.20, that actually includes $600 as town board general. Only part of that was the Seaman, it was $31.20.
Yeah, I bet they are, they just, yeah. will be good to have it done and final.
I think the biggest thing is from where we stop mowing to that road is the most important. I don't think anything else is in the wrong spot. Don't believe it.
Well,
You never know.
I don't know how many of those things are out there.
Well, that's why I said when I found that index card, I knew he had paid for them.
Yeah.
Holy shit. How she didn't sign it and date it
Yeah.
around it.
I know.
That's not a good thing.
And where did that money go?
I don't know.
There's no code.
I have no idea.
That's one thing, we're gonna need a code for
Yeah,
that.
I don't need a code.
Cause where did that, oh, you know what, the town clerk has a code for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on her. She collects it and it goes to her, not to me.
We did start having some special meetings on some for any time with you. Get down and find out what we could probably do. Maybe
It's
find-
just, there's so many questions that will resolve it all. And then
Yeah.
a committee could go forward.
But once you have that map, it's a piece of cake.
Yeah.
Every time it is, you
We'll have
just
something that we know 100% is accurate. Because all this is iffy, we don't know.
print it right out and we'll have copies for everybody. I don't know exactly. But corners, they're nice.
They should buy them, I know in Chester they have to buy them. It's a couple $100.
Awesome, they're there.
Mm-hmm.
I found a lot, so Pat helped, I found a lot of them. So, really,
I don't see the bills for 2021 or 2020. Oh, I'm sorry, it's separate, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I separated them, so.
Okay, sorry.
And the first one, the last one for 2023 is in here.
Yes.
Did you have copies yet?
Yeah, it's on this after,
Hmm?
the scene is separate for the other one too.
Okay, so some of these, they didn't break it out.
Yeah, I just took wherever it had her name. Yeah, some say various, I didn't include any of them. Does anybody else wanna say anything for privilege of the floor?
So is this the right number?
Hmm?
Is this the right number? Or what?
Yeah.
Randy say?
I have all the invoices right there. You can look at them if you want. I made a copy, so.
I guess I would like time to go through these
Yeah.
because I'm not disputing what you're saying, Deb. I'm not trying to create an issue. But this is inconsistent with what the town attorney told me, the numbers that I specifically tasked him to tell me the total cost the town has spent on this case. And he had his bookkeeper go through all the records. And he came back and he gave me a figure, it's in my email, I'd have to go back and look at it. Now, keep in mind, that was prior to the latest, most recent costs
Yeah,
that we've incurred this year for the settlement and everything else that was done, so it didn't include those numbers. And it did not total what we're looking at here. I think this is totaled in reverse order of what I would have done it. I mean, you went from 2023 and you did a balance going backwards.
mm-hmm,
I would just say that in the total we're looking at is 17,971. And the most current stuff that we've done this year is 2376, 6,096. I'm sorry, I did that.
No, 6,096 is the balance.
Is the balance, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I did that wrong, yep, my mistake. So we started with 17,961 was the total, minus 2376, minus 3270, minus 1296. So that's at 15,086
We
at a
didn't- we-
time when I spoke to the town attorney and he was far less than that.
We didn't pay this 1296. He waived that one. We didn't pay that. It's
Okay.
not part of the total.
Okay,
Yeah.
and also just for the record, he also waived over $5,000 in a previous bill.
No, he charged it.
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
The bill,
5,144.
no, there was a bill, and it even says it in here. He charged 5,144. The total bill was 10,144.
Mm.
And he waived $5,000 on that bill for work that they had done. That's in the record. So that's a matter of. So. I mean, we can sit here and debate and discuss this. I'd like to go through
You
it, but
can, you can have that.
yeah, I intend
Okay.
to review it. And I intend to talk to our town attorney about it because quite honestly, if he gave me erroneous information, I'm not happy about it.
Yeah.
Because I don't like spreading erroneous information. And if that's the case, then I would apologize for that, but I'd like to have the opportunity to review this first and speak to him because, this is inconsistent with what he told me.
Okay, yeah. I have a copy. You can keep it. Okay. Okay. Keith?
So, has it been concluded?
Yes. Otherwise, I wouldn't have shared this. Yeah.
That's fine. I just want to make, I missed the last meeting,
Oh,
so I have a little catching up to do. I understand that the court said $9,000, give or take, plus a couple $100 for legal fees, which was far less than what was spent. That being said, I'd like to know why then the board accepted $1,000 offer or went ahead with $1,000 offer without any type of negotiation.
because the next process, she was going to appeal it. And when I asked the attorney how much the appeal process was going to cost us, which I put it here, would have been another $10,000 to go through the appeal process. And I,
You couldn't have had a negotiation with her at that point?
well, it'd be up to her, but every time you negotiate, you're paying again.
I get that, but why not go that approach?
We disagreed. I advocated for that and the board overruled me. It's a democracy. I accept that.
I can accept that that was talked about, but
Yep. I advocated for a counter offer on the negotiation, but we didn't go there.
Answering and responding for the appeal that we did is a couple $1,000s. So if it went to the appeal process and he said, you know what, supervisor's responsible for part of it, even if they split it in half and it was 4,000, is it worth it for us to pay another 4 or 5 just to get that? I didn't feel it was worth it. I voted to accept the offer.
We were operating on a presumption that she was going to go forward with the appeal. I disagreed because if it was gonna cost the town board or the town $10,000 to conduct the appeal, it would cost her a commensurate amount to do the appeal on her end. I didn't feel like it was actually gonna happen. We were awarded a summary judgment of nearly $10,000. I felt like at the minimum, we should have negotiated for a better settlement. And I did not feel that there was actually gonna be an appeal. I mean, up to that point, she had represented herself. She didn't hire an attorney. She only hired an attorney at the 11th hour. And according to our attorney, it was an extremely high likelihood that she would lose the appeal.
Yeah.
And I felt that given that, I did not feel that she would risk the $10,000 that it would cost to do the appeal and possibly be in the hole for $20,000. That was my opinion, and that's what I argued, but I lost.
But
So-
regardless, it would still cost the town the same amount of
Yes.
taxpayers' money. So where are we farther ahead? That's my concern. Where would we be farther ahead? We wouldn't.
So,
And there's always the chance, and we talked to another attorney, a lot of times I was told they do win them appeals, so.
well, in a lot of cases,
you
they
know,
do win
and
appeals,
it's
but
not gonna do us any good to hash it out.
my opinion was, this is pretty open and shut case, based on what the attorney told us. That's why we went for summary judgment as opposed to a trial,
Yeah.
because with a summary judgment, what you're basically saying to the judge is, here are the facts of the case, there's nothing in dispute, and the judge reviews that and he agrees, there are no questions of fact, and he awarded us based on that information. Had we gone to appeal, it would have required a trial, and it could have, could have cost more money. But I was prepared for that, to see justice served. So,
What I would have liked to see right off the bat was to have both parties listed in the lawsuit.
we discussed that also.
Okay, my opinion. And I would like to see a little bit more push. My opinion again.
Well, at this point, it's history.
Correct. But I got a chance to say what I said.
Yep.
Yeah, you do.
No, that's good.
So,
Yep.
I mean, the one thing I'm gonna say, we disagreed about how to proceed with this, but at the end of the day, we still have to work together, we still have things to do for the good of Thurman, and we're gonna do that. Okay?
I don't argue that.
So, I hope that we're all grown up enough that we can disagree about something and still get the job done for the town.
Yeah.
I think so.
Anybody else wanna make a comment or say anything at all? Joyce?
Maybe I've lived too long, but I remember back years ago, if you didn't pay your bill and you were found guilty of not paying it, they guaranteed your wages and you got a little bit of your revenue back. So maybe the town ought to, she is working,
At this point, we can't do
I
that.
know,
Yeah, at this point, we've,
but the good old days,
We-
you
we've
didn't
d-
get away with it.
we've completed a settlement agreement, the town accepted $1,000, so she waived her right to an appeal, and we agreed that we're not gonna pursue her any further for this matter. So, it's a done deal.
Hopefully it never happens again.
Well, there's not much of a deterrent if you can do this and only pay $1,000. That's my argument then all along, is there should be a deterrent when something is done wrong.
Didn't get the $1,000.
Yes. And one of the changes that was made now, the biggest part of the problem was that bill was never presented to the board. The people that were here back then never saw it, never saw the names, didn't know she was on it. That bill doesn't have to be paid out of trust and agency, it could be paid out of general fund and highway fund, and that's how it is now.
I think we should be careful about relitigating the case. I don't think, sorry, but I don't think that's appropriate. I mean, we can talk about how we handled the appeal and that stuff, but as far as the facts of the case and that stuff, I think we should be careful, because we could be inviting other trouble,
Yeah.
Well,
so. Sorry.
That's okay, just saying, that bill's right in there, anybody can see it. All right, it's time for your favorite motion then.
Make a motion to adjourn?
I'll second it.
All
That
right.
was,
Doug and Deb.
Yeah. Okay.
Thanks.
Can I just ask you a question?
Yeah, sure.
Who authorized the payment of those health insurance premiums?
It would have been the supervisor.
The supervisor?
Well, actually, to answer the question fully, the town board did. But at the time that we were authorizing those, we were not given all the information to show who was covered, because it was a lump sum payment. It was not individual payments for each individual. So we were not presented with the information showing who all was covered. And at
Right.
some point, we found out.
That's not what I'm questioning. I understand that. I knew the board was not person who was in receipt of it. And it just seems to me that the person who authorized the payment, the person that signed the checks, I just don't understand how this whole thing went down without the person who authorized it and signs the checks was not held accountable. And that was the supervisor, like Tim said.
Yes. You got a motion to adjourn in a second?
Yep, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Hey, Winnie, could I talk to you about that?
Did you get 20,000 emails with different bills?
Yeah, I did. Actually, they're all gonna go in the mail tomorrow, except the check to M&M. Jill will take that down,
Thank you.
and she'll pick those up. I haven't talked to her about it, but she has to go to work at like 11 or 12 on Thursdays, so it gives her time in the morning to pick it up. So, yeah.
We've had trouble, I don't know if it's me, I don't know if it's Perky, I don't know if it's my internet, her internet, but the attachments. I send her an attachment and she doesn't see it, I send it again and she doesn't see it, I send it through Messenger and she gets it and then she had 30 of my emails in her junk mail. And then so she's going back and forth and trying to, and I changed
It gets
something.
confusing.
I made something and I changed it, I made it, and every time I make it, I send it to her. So they're all in the junk mail, so she's trying to reply to each one individually, and I said, just delete them, but she still doesn't. And so, I'm so confused, but we've got lenses.
He wanted us to not have to worry about
From
it.
Berkshire. I believe we have something valid from North Country this year.
I'll check, but I think I have all three of them, Berkshire, M&M, and North Country. I think I have all three.
And now we were gonna be owed.
Next thing you know, you got Morgan, and Morgan,
Susan
and
Tyler.
Morgan.
Check one out, Shane. Yep.
$35 or something.
Okay. Yep, I'll take it. I'll step outside for a minute.
You laugh because, you know, it was never something that we ever